Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Thank you, Jenna. As this program begins to unfold, more people are probably going to be busy out in Glen Eden Beach getting ready for the parade, and we certainly want you to do that. You can enjoy the program on the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and anywhere else down the road, right, Paul?
Right, yeah. Happy Independence Day to everybody, and thanks again for joining us on the Double R Show.
And we'll have the city manager, City of Lincoln City. We're going to talk about the Driftwood Library, and Dr. Leslie Ogden from Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital is going to be joining us. That's all coming up on the Double R Show right after this.
The best compliment we hear is the food was great and the service was fun. Adina Zeller here. I am proud of our family traditions in serving food, family style, and doing it with a smile. Enjoy dining out at Zeller's, Lincoln City, and Rose Lodge.
City Manager Daphnee Legarza, you are into a new budget.
We are excited for the upcoming fiscal year.
The new fiscal year, any new programs, ideas that have come forth that are going to be brand new for Lincoln City?
I'll have to think on that for a minute, but more so in this budget, I think we have a lot more continuation of our long-range planning studies and things of that nature. So water, sewer, storm drain, we have our climate action plan. So big push to either start up or in most cases continue those studies and complete those studies so that we can forecast over the next 10, 20 years needs of Lincoln City, and we can start getting those balls rolling. So big push for long-range planning in this coming budget.
Long-range planning does make so much sense because otherwise it could really come back and bite you.
That's correct. And it's something that needs to start sooner rather than later because there's so many steps to it. First, you create the plan. After that, you're creating actual work out of the plan and a capital improvement plan, and then you're forecasting cost. And then that, of course, is affecting your funding sources and different things like that. So it's so critical to begin that early. And so soon after I got here, in some cases, we were already starting some of the future planning, long-range planning, like the comp plan, for example. That was already underway. Right now, we've just pushed. The first year I was here, we pushed to get them started. Now we're pushing to keep them going and complete them. So, yeah, it's important to start this process as soon as possible.
In most of those plans, long-range planning is not just a one-time thing. It's a continuum, is it not?
It is continuous. It is ongoing for the duration, for the 20 years or however long you're long-range planning for. And the other thing is, by starting this early, we position Lincoln City to be able to take advantage of federal monies coming, into the picture, or state monies, incentives, grants that make it easier for us to be able to do things, implement these studies, and implement the plans that we need to implement to make sure 20 years from now we have enough water for our community. All the infrastructure is basically able to provide for the community 20 years down the road.
That takes a lot of dreaming.
Oh, I just plan. I don't know about dreaming. I think it's more on the planning end. Okay. It takes, I don't think I'm going to use the word dreaming because it's almost like all it requires is the planning and the foresight to know that it needs to be done and we can't not think about it. It's really easy to not think about because we're extremely busy with stuff that needs to happen right now. And so it's easy to get caught up and forget about the long range planning because I might not be here when this needs to be in place. And so it's easy to not think about it and do just what's required right now. Because like I say, we are really busy and we have a lot of things going on present time. So I'm just excited that we're thinking about it and council's supporting us in thinking about it and getting things in place.
Is this year's or the New Year's budget dollar-wise approximately the same that we've had in the past, or is it way up or less or what?
Overall, it seems to me that it's slightly up. It's not up to the level that we've seen over the last couple years. We're a little concerned because it hasn't gone up as much as we've seen in past years. So we have to kind of monitor that each year and factor that into our forecasting. We're seeing some different trends from last year to this year than we've seen in years past. So we just need to keep an eye on that. We need to be aware that's happening and factor that in.
One of the things that that's always in the budget that is really a community favorite are the grants that you give out to nonprofits. I assume that that's in this year's budget again.
Yes, there is a line item for that in this year's budget.
And when does that process get underway?
So the process is, we've started the process in requesting applications. We've started that part of the process. The next step in the process is we'll get to work on having the council committee meet and make recommendations to council. So that process is currently underway.
Dollar-wise, approximately what kind of budget are we talking about for all departments?
The whole city?
Yeah.
Ooh, off the top of my head, I don't want to give you an exact number. I want to say 98 million. It might have been 89 million. Maybe I have them reversed. It's something along.
That's a staggering amount of money.
It is. Yes. It's. But we do amazing things. We're not a large city, but we have a police force. We have a library. We have a tourism bureau, which is kind of unique to cities in Oregon. So, yes, it sounds staggering, but there's a lot that we do.
There's a lot that needs to be done.
That's true.
Your number one priority would be, if I was to say, Daphnee, what is your number one priority within this year's budget? What would that be?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't have a number one priority. I think there's just a lot of priorities, and we want to keep moving on all of the council's priorities and all of the things that are in the budget. So there's really not a number one priority. I think we just want to make sure that we're getting as much as we can done.
Now, if somebody wants to look at the budget that you currently have approved going into the next year, can I see that budget, and if I can, where do I look?
Yes, you can definitely go see the budget. It is, I believe, online, or if it's not, it will soon be online, but I believe it is. You could come in and request a copy, but basically go online. You'll see the budget there.
Congratulations again. Look forward to another prosperous year for Lincoln City.
Also, me also. Thank you.
Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City does in fact have what you'll want to read. I'm Diana Portwood, and if we happen to be out of a particular bestseller, in a day or two we'll have it back in the store waiting for you. Bob's Beach Books, so you can join the conversation. Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
The library in Lincoln City, phenomenal. How many books do you have here? Do you know?
We have about 80,000 books and DVDs here in this library.
Does that surprise you, that kind of volume?
It's sort of, every time I run the report, I think, do we really have that much stuff? And then I have to remember that about at least probably a quarter to a half of the collection is checked out at any given time. You know, if you returned all the books, I don't think we'd have room for them. But fortunately, they're out in the community doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I was, embarrassed to say, it's been some time since I've been up here in the library, and I walked in, and it seems so open. It's huge.
It is really large. We are lucky to have basically the entire second floor of the City Hall building. So we're blessed with an enormous amount of square footage, which lets us have, we've got our quiet room so folks can go and read a newspaper in peace. We've got the children's area where kids can run wild a little bit, and make some noise. And it really lets us accommodate all those different needs in a way that is spectacular.
Oh, hold on now. Making noise at the library. That can't be.
Well, we're not a shushing library, really. We like people to be comfortable here and enjoy the library the way that works best for them. So, we don't want little kids to feel like they have to be quiet. They can't be themselves. And of course, we do ask people, keep it down to a dull roar. Sometimes I have to remind the folks at the front desk to keep it down. But really, the days of the library where the librarian's going shush and you have to hear a pin drop are long since past.
As I look around, you have paid a lot of attention to the Hispanic community as well.
Yes, yep. We are always expanding our Spanish language collection. In fact, the City Council and Budget Committee recently increased our budget for Spanish language and other diverse materials. And we have some really great community connections with Conexión Phoenix and other local groups to bring more folks from our Spanish-speaking community into the library. And that's been a project of mine probably for 10 years, and it's one of those slow things that has gradually started to pay off. And I'm really pleased to hold events here like Dia de los Muertos and the Day of the Child, Dia de los Niños, and really make this a community hub for everybody.
You not only have the Hispanic community, but there are other cultures that are now able to take advantage of this facility as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things we do is we pay a lot of attention to census information and other materials about what folks are moving into our community, what languages are being spoken, so that we can pay attention and meet those needs as they arise or even before they've arisen, kind of do a little bit of crystal ball predicting and figure out what we need.
Speaking of things that you have to crystal ball, your summer program here at the Driftwood Library is quite expansive.
Yes. Usually we have about 500 kids and teens participate, and that sign-ups just started at the beginning of the month. And we'll be having really cool family events every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. We've got a really nice lineup this summer. The Oregon Coast Aquarium is going to be coming in on July 10th to talk about tide pools. And then last year, one of our biggest events was Reptile Views with Jordan, where kids can meet and greet lots of snakes and learn about other reptiles. And
oh, come on, this is a library. Reptiles, really?
Well, you know, the Reptile Man is a longtime favorite, and we're really happy to be bringing Jordan back. Although, you know, we will definitely, if you have a little bit of a fear of snakes, you know, you might want to pay attention to the calendar. But that'll be on July 17th, and we'll be holding those in the reading room at the north end of the library this year. So there'll be space for all the kids and their families.
Now, there's a summer youth reading program as well, correct?
That's right. Actually, it's for every age, from birth through adult. And we have charts that you can use to track the amount of time that you spend reading. Once you fill up that first chart, kids get a T-shirt. They're really cool. They've got bats on them this year. And adults get a tote bag while supplies last. And then after that, we've got these really cool stickers. So every reading log that you fill up, you get a free sticker. And they're nice vinyl. You know, you can put them on your water bottle or whatever, they'll stay. And then also we have, through the Ready to Read grant, we have free books available to every child who signs up. And the Friends of the Library have also matched that grant. So we were able to buy, about $2,500 worth of board books, easy readers, early fiction, stuff for the whole community where kids can pick up a book, and that's theirs to keep.
Speaking of the Friends of the Library, that is a very active group and raises a lot of money for the library.
They surely do. They've committed to funding about $27,000 worth of different projects this year. They fund all these through their weekly book sales, which are from 10 to 2 on Mondays, and almost everything in the book sale is $1 or less. And they bring in probably $500, $600 every week that the book sales open. It's incredible. And actually, the Oregon Library Association recognized them as Library Supporters of the Year this past May. They received an award from all the Oregon librarians honoring the work that they've done to support this library.
One final question. If I come in and request a specific book, you don't happen to have it, you can get it.
Absolutely. If it's not something that one of our partner libraries has, because we partner with Tillamook County Libraries and Newport, you can fill out a request and we'll either purchase the item or we can go out beyond our consortium and see if we can get it from another library in Oregon or even somewhere else in the United States.
I should have asked you at the beginning, which I've always asked you every time I've interviewed you, have you read a good book lately?
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm really excited about our book club read for this month. We'll be meeting on the third Tuesday of the month at 4 o'clock. And the book is The Man Who Could Move Clouds. And I have to remember the author. But it's a memoir. Ingrid Rojas Contreras. And it's a memoir about a woman whose father was a curandera, a kind of a magical healer, and about her family's history, her family's belief in magical healing, and how that's affected her throughout her life. And it was one of my favorite books that I read last year, and I'm really excited to be talking about it with the book club.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, "La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food."
If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries. Joining us now, Dr. Leslie Ogden from Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital. In the time that I've been here, we've gone from North Lincoln Hospital to Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital, but now the picture is getting bigger and broader, is it not, Doctor?
Yes. We have just recently announced, and Santiam has announced as well,
Cooperatively.
our intent to affiliate. And so people might say, well, what does that mean exactly? Well, it means we're talking. And we're talking. It's very complex to bring a hospital into a health system, take it from an independent hospital. And what we're discussing is bringing Santiam Hospital and the clinics in state and Oregon into the Samaritan Health Services system. And so that just takes a lot of time and effort and thought, and we need to make sure it's right for everybody.
So what's the advantage for the Samaritan system as we see it today and the Santiam Hospital as it is today?
Yeah, that's a great question, because as a health system, there is a magical tipping point where things work better if you're a little bit bigger. And that has to do a lot with the amount of people you take care of. It has to do with the size of your medical group. It has to do with the size of the hospitals and the beds that you command, because you can negotiate, for example, better supply chain contracts if you are of a certain size. I mean, there's just a lot of benefits to being at a certain level. And we have advantages just being a 5-hospital system, but there are a lot more, we think, being a 6-hospital system. So what is the advantage if we flip it around and say, like, what's the advantage from Santiam's standpoint? Well, they're an independent hospital, one of 3 in the state. And they, for quite some time, have known that they probably could not maintain that independence as the tides have changed in healthcare. And so they've actually been looking for a partner, looking for that entity that would be most like them and would treasure the community that they're in the ways that we treasure our community. So there's a lot of alignment, in other words.
It sounds just like when North Lincoln Hospital became part of the Samaritan system.
Absolutely. In fact, we think back, for a while, we were very attuned at affiliations and working in this manner. It's been some time since the early 2000s when both the North Lincoln Hospital and Pacific Communities Hospital became a part of Samaritan, but now we're looking at sort of the same thing on the opposite end of our service area, because as people may know, who know their geography, the Santiam Hospital and clinics serve a piece of of Lynn County,
Sure.
as well as Marion County. It's directly abutted up against our geographic service area there with Lebanon Community Hospital and the work that we do in Lynn County. So it makes sense geographically, but it also makes sense culturally, right? Because they take care of their community and the people there in the same ways that we feel that we take care of ours, with that utmost important, that community focus, that, you know, uncompromised quality and wanting the best for their people. And so when we think about that sort of cultural fit, it just all seems to make sense.
So what kind of facilities do they bring to the table for the Samaritan system?
Yeah, so they have a 40-bed hospital, but also 11 clinics that service that area. They also have an ambulance service. That's one of their very unique service lines.
Within the hospital?
Affiliated with that hospital itself. The hospital runs it. So that's some expertise that they have that we do not. And so it's a very complementary sort of thing when you think about the alignment they have between their 40-bed hospital and clinics. It's very similar to some of the hospitals that we have in some of the communities, but also that they bring to the table expertise and service lines that we don't even have.
Because when the Samaritan system first took over North Lincoln Hospital and Pacific Communities Hospital, the first thing you started looking at was a brand new building.
Yes. I mean, a long time ago, but we knew that was going to be something that we would need to deliver some way, working with the health districts. And it was basically a 20-year planning period. Absolutely.
So what's the timeline on this project?
Yeah, so we're going to spend the rest of this year really making sure that these are the right decisions. So, and that's
for both parties.
For both parties.
Sure.
Both parties, and you know, nothing's for sure until the ink's dried. So, so we're going to be looking at how would we come together? How would this work? And make sure that all of those important conversations are had. But if everything still looks very positive by the end of the year, we'll have worked an awful lot on what those contracts look like, what those legal arrangements look like, and we'll be able to move forward from there.
Moving forward from there, that's just onward and upward. I'm in awe of what this whole project means.
It's pretty darn important, and we're super excited.
If you're single and 50, nothing out there. Like walking up on an avocado bin, there's like 7 left. 5 are rotten, 2 are suspect. You just end up leaving with an onion.
Rodney Carrington, 2 shows on Saturday, August 3rd, Chinook Winds Casino Resort.
And any man that thinks he's going to run off and find him some little 30-something who's 50 years old, good luck with that. They're a lot of fun, but eventually you have to talk to them. That's when the breakdown begins. So what do you want to do with your life?
Just travel the world.
You work at Arby's, probably going to be a while.
Tickets on sale now at ChinookWinds.com, Chinook Winds box office, or at 1-888-MAIN ACT. A night of comedy and music with Rodney Carrington.
I got crabs, and it's real bad. Not the kind you eat at Joe's, but the kind that make your girlfriend mad.
Saturday, August 3rd, 2 shows, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Rodney Carrington, Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Our special thanks to our guest today, City Manager. We talked about the library and Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital, good stuff. And, of course, today is Independence Day when this program is unveiling. But these programs can be heard anytime, anywhere, any place, at any time, Paul.
Yeah, just go to the RRshow.com, our website, and you can click on the listen page, and you can see all of those past programs. And if you follow along, you can actually see all the details in there, too, as well.
Number 54.
54th, yeah.
Yeah, nice number. Also, upcoming, we've got a big fundraiser up at Chinook Winds. 11 local nonprofits are going to be raising money. It is the Beach Bacon and Brew Festival. It is a kick. It is fun. They have 11 different nonprofits raising money. There will be lots of brews, lots of different tastings. Of course, this is for 21 and over. It is July 13, one day, noon to 6, in a tent out behind the casino at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. It's going to be a kick.
Yeah, it's a good event. I went there last year and had a few tastes and a few bits of bacon and the like, and it was good.
Now, one of the other things you'll probably want to go to that I may miss, War is going to be on stage.
All right.
Grammy Award-winning War, one night only, July 20th, also at Chinook Winds, and tickets are on sale for that at the box office. In August, we got Lincoln City National Night Out. This is a fun event. It's kind of neat to be able to go out and meet your neighbors and your friends up at Kurtz's Park and enjoy their company for the evening and just get to know who they are.
Yeah, no, those are good events, and definitely want to be participating in that again this year.
Also, I had to chuckle at this event that we're going to start promoting already because school just got out a few weeks ago, and already we're talking about it and have it lined up for the 30th annual Stuff-A-Bus, where we will literally fill a school bus plumb full of school supplies for the students of North Lincoln County. This is in cooperation, of course, with the mall, Lincoln City Outlets. Our special thanks to the entire staff there. We also have a school bus that we will fill with school supplies. So it's Stuff-A-Bus, the 30th annual. But this year we're going to start at 8 o'clock, not at 6 o'clock in the morning for Stuff-A-Bus. And again, that's August 30. And I believe that will do it, unless you got something from your side of the table to pass along.
Yeah, well, we've got the Art on the Beach coming up this weekend, too.
Yes.
Yeah, so Saturday from 8 to 11 in front of Chinook Winds Casino Resort. It is, I think, our fourth year of doing Art on the Beach, where we grab some sand rakes and some volunteers and create some incredible artwork out there on the beaches again, right in front of Chinook Winds.
Who can participate?
Well, anybody can come join us. We actually always have a community spot too, but the main art is done by volunteers that have been organized by the Cascade Head Advisor Collaborative.
And do we know what the art piece is going to be?
I think you're just going to have to come down and see.
There you go.
But it will definitely have something to do with climate change and migration. Migration of species. We're partnering with the Audubon Society on that one.
Very good. And again, the time on that?
Yeah, from 8 to 11, Saturday, July 6th, in front of Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Just come on down to the beach.
Remember, it's better at the beach. In this instance, art is better at the beach.
It's the only place to get this art on the beach.
And that'll do it to the doings of the Double R Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on the Double R Show. For Paul and Jenna, I am Double R. Have a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.